This is a HeadGum podcast.
Wow. Wow. Mike, I feel like this is a bad idea.
I don't feel like you're wrong. I guess I just wanted to make sure.
It's not too late to tap in Owen Carter.
I'm not doing it.
See, here's the problem that we're faced with. Owen don't want to do it.
But Owen would be like taking one for the team if he did.
Owen's taking one for his sandwich right now.
That sounds about right.
He took a walk for his sandwich, and he got one. You know?
Sandwich cheese.
He did it.
Hashtag Owen no empathy. We've got a very ill Mike Falzone today on this episode of the podcast. Mike,
I don't know what's happening.
what's wrong, baby? You got a real bad headache?
Yeah, the lights, for the first time I'm experiencing that.
Yeah.
How the lights hurt.
Can I say something now that we're on the
Well,
subject
we have
of
a
Owen?
podcast, so now would be a weird time for me to start saying no to that.
I'm going to say something about, and I'm going to be brutally honest about something here in this apartment. There's something that bothers me a lot in this apartment.
Is
and
it the E.T.?
No, you think that bothers me?
Dress
You
on
think
a
E.T.
counter.
bothers me?
I'm just keep your voice down.
Do you think that E.T. bothers me? Because I think we did a whole episode about how E.T. means a lot to me.
I'll go back and listen.
The one thing that really, really bothers me is that stupid tiny little lamp on Owen's desk.
Oh, yeah.
It bothers me a lot.
Why?
It bothers me because it's like the tiniest little light, and I feel like no matter what, it's always on. And when I'm like about to go to bed, it's still on.
Yeah.
And like in order to turn it off, you have to like shove your hand into this like uncomfortable space
It's very small.
between a keyboard and a desk, and like reach for this like tiny little switch just to turn off this dumb little light.
Yeah.
And I don't like it at all.
Is that a first world problem?
Yes. Listen,
there-
man, I didn't say you know what bothers me about the world today. I said, do you know what bothers me about my apartment?
I just got to ask you to keep the volume in mind.
If you want me to talk about what bothers me about the world today, then I swear to God I will.
You want to know what bothers me about my apartment? Everything else that's not mine in here besides that little lamp.
Owen's bothered by everything that's not the lamp.
Owen, you like that lamp more
Owen's
than
bothered
anything?
by this podcast.
I'm just saying.
I just think that
What else is yours?
I just think that if the
Why would
lamp,
you hate one of the two things?
because it's like I don't want it to be on all night, and when I go to bed, it's still on.
Well, if
And
Can
then
you see that in the different room that you're in?
what's
Aren't
that?
you in a very different room?
No, but it's like
a
I.
little nightlight, and whoever goes to bed last turns it off.
That's what I'm saying. So like if it's on, so if it's still on, I have to go over and do the uncomfortable turn off thing.
Yeah.
Remember what we were saying the other day? What about getting a clapper?
Clapper.
Who was saying get the
People
clapper?
don't actually get clappers more often.
Because it's not 1992.
And also the clapper is like the worst invention ever because any loud sound you make that sounds like a clap is gonna turn your shit off.
Do you make other loud clapping sounds?
Yeah, like laughter.
Clap,
It can't.
clap, clap.
It can't.
Oh, I
it
see.
can't change the. It can't like tell the difference between a clap and like you closing your door loud.
Well, you gotta teach it.
I
It's not convenient though. If that works, why doesn't everyone do that?
because it doesn't work. Like I said, any other sound will turn it off too.
Well, so what? Then you just go, it's back on.
But that's like kind of annoying.
Yeah. Like, what if somebody comes over and they have a headache?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you're
clap.
clapping in their face.
That's
What
not
if you're
great.
off in your bedroom and you're like, shit, that lamp's on?
Because I don't think it works that way. You'd have to be close to it to turn it off.
Close enough to, like, flip a switch.
I just think that I wouldn't hate the lamp so much if the switch to turn it off and on were a little easier to access. That's it. Like if it was like if the cord with the little on and off switch was like out here, then I'd be like, "Mwah, no problem." it's on, I'll just switch it right off. But like
What is-
sometimes
what is this?
I'll explain. Sometimes when I'm carrying like a LaCroix and my iPhone and like a blanket and then that fucking little light is on, I'm like, I can't just go over and like flip a switch with my elbow.
Now you're
I
saying
had to shove my hand
you gotta
into.
carry this little light too.
Yeah, now I gotta carry this light. So yeah, it's not that it's because it's your possession, Owen. It's just that it's an inconvenient.
It just happens to be.
Inconvenient switch. There's just an inconvenient place for that switch. This here is a bag of sand. Mike Falzone pointed to this bag of sand.
It's been on the table for some time.
This is actual sand from a beach in Oahu, Hawaii, which also happens to be the main filming location for the main beach scenes in the show Lost.
Okay.
And I won this in a contest years and years ago, maybe about 6 years ago.
Contest that took place maybe on a different beach.
No, the contest was on the internet.
Oh.
And then the contest was for a bag of actual sand from Lost with bullet casings in it from like the prop bullets they fire at each other.
Yeah.
And all it was like do like a Lost inspiration. Oh, you know what it was? It was try to do the Lost theme,
inspired Vine.
or like a Lost song.
Yeah.
Using a cat piano app. Remember those apps that were like cat piano and dog piano? Dude, you don't remember like when the iPhone first came out, there were all these like stupid apps that
It was
were
mostly piano based technology.
Like jingle caps.
Yeah. There were like apps like Fart Machine, Farterator,
Yeah.
and it was like press the number 4 and then wait 7 seconds and it'll make a fart sound and make your friend feel like they farted. There was a lot of those apps. So like there was also these other trash apps in the App Store like Cat Piano.
Trash.
Trash. Psst. And Cat Piano is one of them, and I did a little cat piano song and I won a bag of sand.
In what time period is that an acceptable story?
Especially if it's like that. I played a cat piano song and won a bag of sand. I'll never forget.
Who's listening to that story being like, fuck yeah.
Or going like,
To go back to the part where you, I don't know, play the cat piano?
I think someone who wants to be my friend or in a relationship with me would show interest in that story.
I think it's an interesting story.
I think my parents would like that story.
You want to call them and tell them?
No.
Do they know that story?
Let's call Delman and confront him about the Hollywood Bowl.
That would be the best.
Mike, can
Does
you...
this sound bad?
Yes.
Shit.
100% bad. What's going on, man? Do you get these sometimes?
A hell of a time. Not really. Zoya gets them. And then
Did
she
Zoya-
went away today.
Is
Now
this...
I have them.
Is your body going into withdrawals because Zoya is now on the East Coast?
Probably. I can't describe the pain. It hurts a lot.
But it's in your head. You have a real bad headache.
You saying I'm making it up?
No, I'm just trying to give the audience some slight context because really what it sounds
I
like
haven't
is you're
said that yet.
dying.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're in pain and no one who's listening to this knows what you're talking about.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I feel like I'm dying, but I have a headache.
There it is.
Very large headache. It feels like there's some kind of grip or a vice on my eyes.
Like you're watching Vice on YouTube behind your eyes.
It's like I'm watching
It's like you're watching Vice.
Miami Vice with my eyes. That's how bad it hurts.
Of Vice and Man. So you say you don't
Hold
normally
on,
get headaches.
Hold on,
like
now
this.
it's my turn. This is how this goes.
Yeah, you don't hurt yourself.
We got to go back and forth.
Don't
I
hurt
feel like
yourself.
I'm watching. Come on, give me a chance. Vanilla Vice.
There it is.
Music videos from the 90s. God.
Would you like some fried Vice?
Shit. Back to me.
It's pretty quick.
Well, Vice. Did we say Miami Vice?
What do you think? Do you think, is there any reason you think for this to be happening to you?
It's usually like a dehydration.
Hmm.
And that's not happening. I'm drinking water.
You've drank a lot of that Starkey spring water
At
from
least
Whole
half.
Foods.
At least half.
Did you drink too much coffee today on National Coffee Day?
Yeah.
Did you drink too much coffee today?
Yeah.
That probably will do it too.
Okay. I did this to myself.
How many? Did you drink more coffee than normal
I
today?
don't want to talk about the amount of coffee I
Okay.
drank today. It's making me sick to my
Right.
stomach.
Yeah, it's just.
You think just because we have a podcast, we got to sound off about the amount of coffee I drank today?
I mean, no one's gonna judge you or anything.
It feels like I'm being a little judge.
I'm definitely not judging you.
We
There's
like
no way to
judged?
judge you if there's nothing to judge you
Beavis
for
and
yet.
Butthead, the guest this week, Mike Judge.
Judge Reinhold. Judge
Back
Jude.
to me. Fuck. Judge Judy, Judith.
hmm
Judge
Judgment
Wapner. Judge Wapner. That was mine.
Today, I liked calling the movie Terminator Genesis. Today, I called it Terminator Genesistic Fibrosis
Why?
because that's how bad that movie is. It makes you feel like you're getting cystic fibrosis.
You got beat on movie fights. You and Lon got beat by Trisha
I know.
in the movie debate.
I know.
This is recent.
Yeah, Lon and I did movie fights tonight. It was Lon and I against Trisha Hirschberger, all three of us.
Verse one person.
I mean, it really comes down to that lightning round. It really doesn't matter how good at movie arguing you are or what you know about movies. It really just
need to
it's
know
all.
about lightning.
I mean, and even Andy says it too. It's like about like how you argue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that's why Trisha won. 'Cause she did her fucking homework and like.
Because of the lightning round. Well, no, because of the lightning round.
You think still?
Yeah.
She's pretty good at debating.
Yeah, she was very prepared, but so was Lon.
What were you talking about?
Lon had like 3 pages of notes, and Trisha had 2, and I had 0 notes. And I got 1 point. But I won TV fights, and I did the same thing. I had no notes. I don't go prepared for movie fights with notes. They give us all the questions. Like, here, you want me to read you some of these questions?
Yeah.
They give you they send you like a list of the things that they're going to talk about, and then you have to kind of like fill in the blanks so that they can get your arguments down.
Okay.
But basically, here's what they were. The first question was based on Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
I almost saw that movie.
It's being released this weekend. I saw it at Fantastic Fest.
I almost saw it next to Tim Burton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I met Tim Burton a couple weeks ago.
Was that at that event? That like
Didn't we talk about this?
no, but I saw that you were at that event. He got his hands on he got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He made a star with his hands on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood.
So why did you almost see the movie too?
I was invited to that for some reason. I said yes. I know why I said yes. I was invited for some reason. That was the crazy
That's
part.
the reason why you said yes. But why didn't you see the movie?
Because
The first question was, what is the worst Tim Burton movie? And my choice was Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes.
okay.
And Trisha's was Alice
love
in
that.
Wonderland. What?
Don't you love that movie?
Not Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Did you fart?
Trisha's choice was Alice in Wonderland, and Lon's was Dark Shadows. Did you ever see that one?
No.
You haven't seen any of those?
No.
You ever? The second one was Sam Neill has joined Jeff Goldblum in Thor 3. What 2 co-stars from a classic film would you like to see reunite for another movie? And I said Mike Myers and Dana Carvey.
What movie were they in? Shadows?
Do you know who these people are?
Yeah.
They were in Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World 1 and 2.
Wayne World Party Time
Wayne
Accident.
World Accident?
You know how it goes.
Wayne World Party Time Accident.
Yeah. Then the lady was struck by a car.
Wayne World Party Town Accident.
Wayne World Party Town. Accident. Wiggity, wiggity, wiggity.
Wiggity,
the
wiggity,
guitar.
wiggity. Accident. Where, woo, 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 woo. I want to see Mike Myers and Dana Carvey do another movie together is what I was trying to say. Trisha said she thinks John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson should do another movie. And Lon said Jeff Bridges and John Goodman.
Yeah. Those are all good.
Number 3 was Jon Favreau is directing a live-action remake of The Lion King, which is funny that they call it live-action because it's really just CGI.
Why do they call it that?
Well, the question was, what is the one thing this movie must have and one thing it must avoid?
CGI.
And I said it should have scary animal violence and avoid musical moments and singing. I didn't want any song. Trisha said it needs to have the hits from the original soundtrack and avoid bad CGI.
But all the hits are done by Smash Mouth.
And Lon said it should have Jeremy Irons as Scar and avoid Hakuna Matata montage. I got the point for that round.
Hakuna Matata's not even in that movie, dog. Jungle Book?
We're talking about Lion King.
Hakuna Matata's in Lion King. I think I've passed the point of just having a headache, and I think now it's starting to affect other senses.
Like which one? The sense of smell?
No, like
because I have been farting.
Listening comprehension.
Number 4, it was MacGruber 2 was announced, and then the question was, what flop deserves a second chance sequel? And originally...
Shazam. Final answer.
That's not a bad choice.
Accident.
You should
Really
be on
weird.
that show for sure.
I don't know enough about movies or TV.
Yeah, but it's about the argument. I don't know much about TV, and I won TV fights last time.
I could argue.
At one point, when I was on TV fights, the question was asked between me and the other guy that was made it to the final lightning round. The question was, what is the greatest sports television show of all time?
Sports television show.
And he
when
said...
the Harlem Globetrotters were on Scooby-Doo.
That's not a sports television show, man.
Okay.
My opponent said Friday Night Lights. And I said, Coach. Because it was the only one I could think of. Yeah. And I actually know nothing about Coach.
You don't know about Moose?
I do know about the man from Poltergeist.
Coach. That's good, man.
Wayne Swirls, Party Town, Accidents.
Lame Girls. Farting Town. Accidents.
So what flop deserves a second chance sequel? I originally said Coneheads.
What about Jurassic Park 3? Can we do Jurassic Park 3 too?
Yes.
In 3D?
Jurassic Park 3 Part 2. Yeah.
Leprechaun 5 is Leprechaun in the Hood. And Leprechaun 6 is Leprechaun in the Hood 2.
Oh, that's good.
Can we do Jurassic Park 5 in the Hood? In the Hood?
Jurassic Park 5, Leprechaun in the Hood.
Jurassic Park 5, The Extraterrestrial.
Jurassic Park 5, Jurassic Pocus. Please don't slam the table.
Do you remember that football movie Mucus?
No.
You remember Mucus?
No.
About football movie.
Marcus.
Oh wait, no, was it football?
Radio,
yeah,
you're
it was
thinking.
Corey Haim, and he was a little nerd boy, and he joined football to find girlfriend.
He grabbed a football to find a fine girlfriend.
Do you remember when he put something down his pants and his balls were irritated? There's a funny scene in Mucus. I actually ended up going with Monster Squad as a movie that deserves a second chance. Trisha said John Carter. And Lon said Dread 3D.
This movie's got a great scene where the guy, his balls get
Billy Pollahan at B Buster Bill asked, "What's a film that you regret paying money to see?" And my answer was Independence Day 2. Trisha's was Movie 43, and Lon's was Suicide Squad.
So topical.
So those were the questions. That's what like a movie fight entails.
That sounds like fun. How loud was that? Was it deafening?
No, it was pretty good though. It was pretty loud.
Oh god.
Dude, so I went to Fantastic Fest. And I'm back.
Yeah, you are.
This is not a
I
Skype
noticed.
call. We're in the same room together. You're not in my apartment without my permission.
Yeah.
With the tiny lamp.
Right.
I fucking love Fantastic Fest so
Tell
much.
me all about the Jambulance.
Dude, I never saw the Jambulance.
Well, tell me about everything else then.
Yeah, there was no Jambulance. Oh.
What's Dude, before we get into this, do you remember what I texted you 2 weeks ago? I thought in my head that you were the only person out of everyone I knew who I could just text a certain thing to unprovoked, and I would have the chance of you thinking it was funny. Do you remember what that was? It's like 2 weeks ago.
Can you be a bit more descriptive about it?
I don't really text you that much.
It's nice when you do. I like it.
I just texted you out of the blue when you go to burp
Oh, yeah.
and
Yes.
only liquid sounds come out.
Yes. I think I was at the SourceFed office when you texted me that.
I was home. I was the middle of the day, and I thought that, and I laughed for a long
Yeah,
time to
I do
myself
remember
about
that.
it. And I was like, there's only one person I could text about this right now.
It's just
would
water
appreciate this.
sounds. It's so gross. Maud taught me about the bubble.
The voice bubble?
The voice bubble, yeah.
You've said that to me. You've called me
I've
out.
talked to you about the voice bubble. Yeah, you've had the voice bubble. It's interesting because I call people out on the voice bubble now. I say, "Oh, you got the bubble,"
Yeah.
which I kick out credit to, shout out to Maud for that one. But she would like, I will call people out on the bubble, and some people will deny it.
That's weird.
Yeah, they'll be like, "No, I didn't.
No,
I
I
didn't.
didn't.
Bubble."
You had one.
And I'll be like, "No, you, like, it's not like a thing. It's not like like, are you embarrassed? Like,
Yeah.
everyone gets the bubble. You know what I'm talking about. It's like when you get this little thing in your throat and it makes changes
for
your
a
voice
second.
a little bit.
Yeah.
For just a second.
You sound like a completely different person for a second.
It just sounds like this. And then you're back to normal after
Yeah,
it
yeah.
pops or something.
Just for a second.
yeah.
Oh, and
If you get that
Can you do
often,
me
it
a
means you
favor?
have cancer.
can you? I don't like that. I don't think that's a medical.
Just kidding. It's not true. I'm just trying to give you guys the spooks.
Can you turn that tiny light off, please?
Show us how you turn the tiny light off.
I could do it if you don't.
And
feel
also,
like doing it.
Mike would like it off because his headache hurts.
I need it so I don't throw up soon.
Show us how you turn it off, Owen, because I'd like to see it.
If he claps, I'm out of here.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. You had to
Oh,
push the whole
There's
keyboard.
a switch on the cord. On the cord.
I don't like
How about
it.
this one? Can we get?
Oh, you want to be in the complete dark.
Yeah. Well,
All right, well. Do you think it would be better if the little lamp was on and you just turned off this main one?
I don't know.
Let's give it a shot.
If I thought that was better, I would have asked Owen to try to make that a reality.
I loved Fantastic Fest, Mike.
Okay, tell me all about it.
Well, I'll tell you that I was nervous that Fantastic Fest, my second one, wasn't going to be as good as the first one.
Okay.
But I will say there were some differences, noticeable ones. For the most part, I think it was based on around the movies. Last year there were fucking fantastic movies, and this year there were good movies, but there was nothing like last year I saw Green Room and The Witch and Anomalisa.
The Witch was a big one, right?
The Witch was a big one, yeah. And then I saw The Keeping Room, which was so good, and then I saw Don Hertzfeldt's short, his new short, and he was there for Q&A, and like, so I saw a lot of great stuff last year, but this year was like there weren't as many like amazing movies. but they were really, really good ones. Like I saw Arrival,
Yeah.
which is that Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner movie, alien invasion movie that's coming out real soon.
Was it a scary time?
No, it wasn't scary. It was a little like unsettling at times, but it was very like creative and cool, and the science was really cool. And I dug it a lot. I thought it was very cool, very suspenseful, very emotional. And I also saw a movie that showed a full frontal vagina for about 2 minutes.
It seems like.
And I wish I was kidding.
It's too long.
I wish I was kidding.
I don't know that I've ever been in front of a vagina. What do you call them?
Vaginas?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been in front of a real one for 2 full minutes.
Yeah, like and just looking at it. Yeah, neither have I.
Was that all that the shot was?
No, I've never just stared at a
You were, like,
vagina.
young and you're like, oh, I'm gonna check this out. I want to see what's going on here.
No, I don't think so, man.
I mean, I like,
2 minutes.
yeah, that's too long to just look at a vagina and not take action. Not take matters into your own hands.
Not take umbrage with that vagina.
Not take issue with it.
Yeah.
There was a movie like that was very terrifying, as well as there being a 2-minute shot of a vagina. There was also around a 2-minute shot of a penis and balls, and it was on the shot was on it for so long you could see like the balls moving. I don't know if you guys know this, some of you ladies in the audience listening to this, but balls do move. It's very slight movements, but they do move. And it's a lot. It's weird. I'm sure your eggs move around. So there was that kind of thing. I also watched a movie that was a Danish. Was it Danish?
Oh, wait a minute.
I saw a Polish
minute.
mermaid movie.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead. Sorry.
What was the other movie about? Was it? Did it just go back and
The
forth
one with Amy
between the two
Adams and
shots?
the aliens?
No, the balls.
Oh, well, it's kind of hard to explain. It was called We Are the Flesh, or We Are Flesh. I think it's either We Are Flesh or We Are the Flesh. I think it's We Are Flesh.
Flash.
And it was kind of like, it was like a Spanish horror movie, sort of, and this like homeless guy, to me, seemed like he was maybe the devil, and like these two like teenage kids, they enter this guy's like
Dimension?
like they enter his dimension. No, they enter this like warehouse where he lives, and where he's like making bread, and like he's doing all this weird shit. He's like making bread soup. You've had it.
No different.
There's a guy in the valley who makes like a killer bread soup.
This is no different than if you would have just said, like, I'm going to make up a movie.
So this guy,
I was like, Steve, make up a movie. Give me an example of a movie. Whatever. Go ahead.
yeah, you're right. But this is a movie that I actually sat through with Bree and Owen.
Yeah.
Owen saw it too.
Is this accurate so far?
100%.
And so these kids, like, they kind of like they're also homeless, and they enter this guy's like warehouse where he's like squatting essentially,
Yeah.
and making bread soup, and he's also pulling this like contraption that like it's like a pulley system, and it's like it comes through this tiny slit in the wall, and this pan comes through with like raw meat on it. And that's like where he gets his meat from, and I'm not sure what he's giving to get it. But anyway, so these kids, like, they're like, can we live here for a bit? And he's like, yeah, sure, but you gotta like work. And he's like creepy.
You got to pull the meat rope.
You gotta pull a meat rope. And they end up building this like weird like fantasy cave that It's like they convert the warehouse into this like cardboard and trash cave that they fashion out of like trash, and then the guy like,
Puts
oh,
the
the two
camera
teens
near
are
his
brother
dick.
and sister, by the way. They're brother and sister. And then this guy starts like forcing them to like fool around, and then he basically like makes them have sex. And then he starts like jerking off while they're fucking, and I'm pretty sure they're really fucking, and he's definitely really jerking off at one point. Mm-hmm. And it's just it was a very unsettling movie. At
Then
one
the
point,
credits or
no, then like they like the girl starts to fall in love with her brother, and he's not into it really. And at one point, he's like laying down on the ground, and she like takes off her panties, and she basically like periods into his mouth. And it's like very graphic. There's like clumps.
wait, the clumps from
Yeah, from the Nutty Professor. There's clumps in it. So that movie was bad. And then we saw this movie called The Greasy Strangler. And it's about an old man who is
Same guy.
almost naked the entire time. And he's got this very large fake penis on
Okay.
that is pointed at the tip. And it's like this weird thing. And his son is like this other weird guy who also is naked a lot but has a tiny penis that looks like a parrot's beak. And at one point he masturbates with it, and it's very strange, a very strange scene. But anyway, this old man, he likes to get covered in grease. He likes to cover his body in grease and kill people. He strangles them. And then he goes to a car wash to wash off all the grease. And then he demands that his food be greasy. And then when his son brings him food, he goes, "What is this? You're a bullshit artist. There's not enough grease on this." And then so his son adds more grease to it, and then he's happy.
Oh my god.
So I saw that movie.
How was that?
Oh boy. It was like
hour and a half?
yeah. Yeah, and it was like very strange.
Hour and a half of that?
An hour and a half of that. Yeah, and an hour and a half of them like yelling at each other and like weird old man nudity. And then I saw a movie called, what was it called? Tommy Bergman? Tony Erdman. We watched this movie called Tony Erdman, which was a German movie. It was a German comedy about an older man.
Wait a minute. Tim Bergman, the older German man?
Timber Bergman, the older German Bergen.
The elder German
Gentleman.
gentleman.
Tim Burton's Jim Morgan, the Herman Morgan, Greasy
Jim
Strangler.
Morgan, right?
Elliot Morgan.
Elliot Morgan.
But he's like a weird guy who wears fake teeth and like fucks with people, and his daughter. The movie's kind of about his daughter and how she's got a very important job, and his dog dies, so he like goes to live with her for a little bit, visit her for a little bit, and he terrorizes her, and it's very strange. A lot of nudity in that one too. It was a German comedy. It was a very long movie, but apparently it's being submitted as a foreign Academy Award movie.
Interesting.
Mind you, 3 hours.
3 hours.
No music for the whole thing.
Yeah, there's no music in that movie. It's 3 hours. It's very strange. It's funny, but it was strange. And then we saw, what else did we see, Owen? We saw a lot of movies. We saw The Grudge versus The Ring,
Okay.
which I absolutely loved. I thought that
been
was
out
it.
for a long time. Though.
No, that's coming out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, The Ring's been out and The Grudge has been out, but The Grudge versus The Ring has not been out.
I feel like I did a SourceFed story about that
About how it's coming out.
years ago. I could be wrong.
That
up.
was awesome. I loved it.
Great. Why are they in the same? Why are they hanging out? Why are they fighting?
Well, they're both Japanese, kind of like Ghost.
Because both ghouls have curses.
Yeah.
So they both got a chip on their shoulder.
They're both like Japanese curse movies.
Like swear words.
And they
Remember the ghouls and the curses?
the ghouls and the curses.
You remember that? There was one line in there that was like, "We got to get these two ghouls to face off, and if they do, then that ghoul's curse will take care of that ghoul's curse." It was the words "ghoul" and "curse" about 12 times in one sentence.
I loved it. I thought it was cheesy and like scary. Like I was scared genuinely, and like I was laughing and cheering, and it was really cool.
Nice.
I really loved that. And then we saw Miss Peregrine's Home for Gifted X-Men Babies.
Yeah. Did you like that?
No,
You didn't like that.
no. I thought that it did not feel like a Tim Burton movie at
I'm
all.
gonna tell Tim Burton you said that.
Well, you can tell him whatever you want.
All right. Say
I've
hi
given
first.
Tim Burton enough of my own money, if I'm being quite honest about it.
It sounds like you're being honest.
Owen and I came up with this number that I think Tim Burton is 9 for 9. He's made 9 bad movies and he's made 9 good movies, according to Owen and
In
I.
a row?
Yeah.
I don't think that's what being 9 for 9 means. Being 9 for 9 means you made 9
Out of 9, you
movies.
made 9 good ones?
Yeah.
9 for 9 is Wes Anderson.
Is that
9
good?
Yeah, because he's made 9 movies and they're all good. Then how would you phrase this?
He was good.
He's batting 500. Is what I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
But they don't alternate. He made 9 good movies.
You don't have to alternate to be 500, to bat 500.
I'm going to name off some movies for you and you tell me if you like them. Okay?
This should be going the other way, but I'll do it.
What do you mean?
So you saying if he
I haven't seen a lot of these.
okay to watch him strike out 9 times after that?
It's not okay,
I think
but
you'd be
he's
surprised.
batting about 500.
I think you'd be surprised about how many of these movies you've seen.
Okay, let's do it.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That movie exists.
Wow, you haven't seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
I have.
Oh,
But
okay.
It was 1994 when I saw it.
Okay. Did you enjoy it?
I think so.
Okay.
I enjoyed anything with Pee Wee Herman. That was before The Touching.
Really, man? I forgave him for that.
Yeah, I forgive him too.
I've
but
touched myself
I
before.
felt differently after that.
I mean, I think the
found out
reason
about that too young.
I've got a theory. I think the reason why we felt differently about it is because
His name was Pee Wee, and we had to envision his penis
his
because
Pee-wee.
the news made us envision his penis.
The news. I think the news made us not like him.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like, masturbation is such a normal thing.
I wouldn't do it in a theater.
I would never do it. Sure, you wouldn't do it in a theater, but guess what? The one theater where you might do it is one where they just show porn. And I'll tell you something about those theaters. You're meant to have a good time in there. You're meant to masturbate while you watch those
Do you have
movies.
a
Did you know
buffet
that?
or no?
It's just that because he was like a star at the time, it was like a big controversy.
Yeah, you gotta keep your dick away when you're a big
But it's
star.
like, that's what those are for. Like, what are you going to a porno theater for? To have a nice afternoon movie before you go home?
Have a schwitz.
Just go ahead and watch a full porn. Like, you're going to watch an entire porn.
Yeah.
Like 25-minute, 30, 45-minute porn and not touch yourself a little bit. You're just
Yeah.
going to watch it for the story.
Well, if you're sitting shoulder to shoulder.
I don't think those theaters are packed. I don't think they're selling out tickets. Okay. Beetlejuice.
I love it. It's one of my most favorite movies.
The original Batman.
Love it.
Edward Scissorhands.
Love it.
Batman Returns.
Love it.
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood Scissorhands? I've never seen that movie.
Never saw Ed Wood? That's okay.
Is it good?
Mars Attacks.
I've seen that. That was Tim Burton?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was good, but I saw it 1,000 times.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No, not really.
Okay. Sleepy Hollow.
That's the one with the headless guy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Planet of the Apes.
I haven't seen that.
Big Fish.
I haven't seen that.
Corpse Bride.
I haven't seen that.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I didn't see that.
Sweeney Todd the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
I thought that was good, especially when they redid it on The Office.
I actually thought Sweeney Todd wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland.
Haven't seen it.
The Tim Burton one. Frankenweenie.
Mm-mm.
Dark Shadows.
Mm-mm.
Big Eyes.
Mm.
Mr. Children.
Well, that was History Road. Can I ask you how we're doing on time?
We're at 40 minutes.
Okay.
I also, while I was at Fantastic Fest, dude, listen. These movies sound insane
Yeah.
and
they
ridiculous.
They all do. Yeah.
And it sounds like not great.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, man, there's something to be said about rushing to a theater on time within the same theater
Yeah.
to see a movie you have no idea about at all.
Yeah.
You never even seen the poster. And you're just, all you know is that it's either going to be really fucked up or like really cool.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the barometer.
Mm-hmm.
Really fucked up, really cool.
How are you picking?
You kind of like, well, you can do it a number of different ways, but each day had like a drop down time slot type situation, and you pick which movies you'd like to see, and then you kind of just hope you get them.
Okay.
If you do a lot of research, then you can probably like pinpoint all these movies you want to see. Like there was this one movie I really wanted to see called The Dwarves Must Be Crazy. And it's about a tribe of cannibal dwarves who are fighting ghost versions of themselves that also fart. And it's a Turkish movie. I also saw a movie called The Lure, and it's a Polish mermaid musical about two girls that are mermaids who join a band. And it was fantastic. It was so fantastic. And there's their vaginas on screen for 2 minutes, and they're covered in grease. No, I thought it was fantastic. I was very much into it. It's like a weird mermaid. It was like a very strange musical weird movie.
And what was all those things that I saw you in doing? Events, fat suits.
Oh yeah. So I got this
wrestling rings.
The wrestling thing was called the Fantastic Debates.
Okay.
And they do it every year. And it's basically like they rent out this place with like a boxing ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have like nerds or like journalists or whatever in the genre.
You can just call them nerds.
Nerds kind of duke it out.
Yeah.
Over like they have a talking argument about a topic and then they fight each other for real, physically. And the first argument was, is Rocky IV the greatest boxing movie of all time?
Rocky IV is the one with... That's not the Russian
That's the one with Dolph Lundgren, yeah.
That's the Russian
one?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And so, while they were arguing, Dolph Lundgren actually came onto stage and was
hit
there.
Them both.
And hit the both of them left. He showed up. He was like feet away from me. It was fantastic.
Nice.
And these guys really punched the shit out of each other. And it was just before Bree and Whitney were going to go up. And Bree was like a mess. She was so nervous she was nervous. And so the fight was on Friday night. And we arrived Wednesday night. So from Wednesday night to Friday night.
That's 2 nights before the fight.
That is 2 nights before the fight. And she was a nervous wreck. And one day, Lon and Owen and I think it was like Friday morning to the afternoon, we were just helping her write all of these like points about her argument and helping her write jokes.
Why did she agree to do this?
Because I think she's a real team player. She won't say no to anything, which is really a really great thing. It's a good trait for someone to have because she's always willing to do whatever.
Sure.
Which is like awesome. But she didn't quite realize what she was getting herself into this time. And it was like really, really hard for her. Because it was like, it's like you're in front of a massive crowd and then you fight. You have to actually fight.
Yeah.
And these guys that went up before Bree and Whitney, this one guy really like hurt himself, got hurt really bad. He was like bleeding. His nose was bleeding like big time. And he came backstage where Bree was kind of like taking a breather and like kind of hoping to relax a little bit before she had to fight. And he was in there like draining blood over a trash can and laying on the ground and people were like tending to him. And it was like a real kind of like anxious, nervous situation.
Yeah. Right next to Bree trying to relax.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
And scared about what she was going to do.
Yeah.
But she went up and I was like her corner man.
Nice.
And she fought valiantly. Their topic was, are superhero movies ruining cinema? and hers was yes. She was like, yes, it is ruining cinema, and Whitney's argument was, no, it's not ruining cinema. And Whitney won. The crowd liked her argument better. It was just they both had very solid arguments, but I think it just kind of came down to the fight maybe, and Whitney seemed a little bit more. Brie was very good at defense.
Yeah.
And Whitney was like pretty crazy.
I
She
can
had some
see
good
Whitney
moves.
not even blocking at all.
No, she didn't. And
Yeah.
Brie was just like blocking a lot.
Yeah.
So, but apparently they tired themselves out really quick. But it was really fun. That night was really fun. And then the fat suit thing was they asked me to kind of like co-host the karaoke party they were having Sunday night.
Nice.
So Sunday day, I was like, oh shit, I should probably get some sort of like funny costume.
What do you say? What's the correct way to say that?
Karaoke?
Sunday day.
Sunday day.
What's the correct way to say that?
Early
That's not it.
Sunday?
So
Sunday
earlier
morning?
on Sunday.
Sunday morning? Sunday afternoon?
Keep going.
So I went to this like costume shop and was trying to find something funny to wear for the karaoke jam. And so I found this like fucking giant blue inflatable suit and was like, that's the one.
Yeah.
And they were like, what are you using this for? And I was like, well, I'm in a karaoke show. And they're like, oh, are you singing a song about blue or something? Are you singing the blues?
They really wanted it to tie in.
And it certainly didn't, even a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I ended up performing Journey's Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin'.
Okay. Interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean, they asked me to choose the song like days before, and they even have this app that has like all the songs they have, and I was having such a hard time choosing the song because
was there a lot of Third Eye Blind?
there was way too much Third Eye Blind.
You gotta sift through all of it to get to the journey.
I just know because I wanted to pick like the perfect song that would like showcase my vocal abilities, my showmanship, and it not be too long, but also be sort of semi-recognizable, but also like not an obvious one, not an annoying one. I wanted to, there were all these points I wanted to kind of like hit.
You
with
didn't
this
want
song.
to do Alanis Morissette. You ought to know.
No,
You didn't want to do
you ought to
any other
know.
Journey song.
I think You Ought to Know is a good karaoke song.
Someone always does it.
I think no one ever does Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin'. I think for that reason I felt a little confident about it.
I think you'd agree with
Because everybody does like Don't Stop Believin' or Any Way You Want It or you know,
My
whatever.
friend. Oh yeah.
Faithfully.
My Faithfully is a beautiful song.
I love that song.
My friend used to do Same As It Ever Was.
Oh, Talking Heads. That's a great song.
And you may
And
find
also,
yourself.
that song is almost like spoken word. So
Yeah,
if you're
almost.
afraid to sing, it's like a good
But
good
then
track.
there's the part that's like,
yeah,
yeah, you need to really belt that part.
I guess you're right.
You gotta have both.
I think it's still at a talking register. Though.
Hold on. Listen again.
There should be a podcast with Brett
Listen.
Register called
Listen to it.
Talking Register. I think you're bringing the.
I'll tell you what I'm doing.
I think you're bringing it too high.
Listen again. Underground.
You may find yourself
Right?
in a shotgun shack.
Do you see what I'm saying now?
You may find yourself
With
in
a-
another part of the
A
world.
different part.
You may ask yourself,
Who is this person next to me, to my immediate left?
any good days go by? Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it doesn't require the singing for
You
that
need
part.
it. You need both.
But I almost did Grandmaster Flash's White Lines
Cool.
because that's a great track, but it's also like 17 minutes long.
Yeah. It's about cocaine.
It is about cocaine.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be funny to jump around in that costume, the White Lines.
It was funny. All the videos I saw of you forcefully moving around. Very deliberate
Yeah.
movements in the suit. Where it was
Dude, Fantastic Fest is just, I'm sorry if it's like I'm talking too much about it, but
You're
like,
not.
man,
I mean, I have
it's
stuff
so
going on in my
much.
life too, but I get that you had to find time.
Well, listen, I feel like you've got a real bad headache, so I just took the driver's seat on this one.
I really appreciate that. I just have to say something or else people forget I'm here.
I don't think that's true.
Is it your favorite one of all these
Yeah,
types of things
yeah.
that you go to?
Yeah,
More
and
than
I
Comic-Con?
like Comic-Con is really like my number one, my sweetheart, you know?
Yeah.
And but man, is it different. It's so different from when it like my first couple of Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
And now it's just so big and just different and very hard to navigate and it's work now for me.
Mm-hmm.
And Fantastic Fest is just like, I think it's kind of like where I belong. It's just weird people and weird movies and like cool people and
Would
like.
you ever make a weird fucked up movie like that?
Yeah, in fact, Bree and Owen and I'm my whole thing this year was like I need to bring Owen and Bree with me to Fantastic Fest this year because I want to share. First of all, I want to share that experience with people that I love, and second of all, I want to make a movie. I want to write a movie, something weird, something like Fantastic Fest.
How much dick stuff?
No dick stuff.
None?
Unless it calls for it. I mean, I won't say no dick stuff. You're not supposed to say no dick
You can't
stuff.
say never.
You can't say never. But
That's what they said about Lion King, and that's what happened to that.
Lion King has no dick stuff, and it's kind of a big, important movie.
Look it up on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it did that well. Do you remember Lion King doing well?
Which one? Part 2?
Lion Pocus.
Mucus King.
Return of Scar. My head's feeling a little bit better.
Return of Simeon.
Simeon?
I'm a lifer for sure with Fantastic Fest.
Okay, I forgot what we were talking about.
There was a band also performing called Itch.io,
Yeah.
which is described as a satanic marching band. And it was a life-changing experience the first time I saw them.
Are they a lot like Polyphonic Spree?
You know, they're like a satanic polyphonic spree. I like the polyphonic spree, by the way. Big fan. But these boys are like, it's like a fucking 30-piece marching band.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like 10 to 15 drummer boys on the main stage.
Yeah.
And there's like a guitarist. And then in the crowd, there's like all these different guys and they're all hooded and creepy. And there's this girl that's like very short and she's in this creepy outfit and she runs around. And like last year, she took me by the hand and she like pulled me into the crowd, deep into the crowd. And then she looked me in the eyes and slapped me full on, like a real hard slap. Yeah, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
And just left you in the middle.
Yeah,
of
and
the
then just
crowd away
left.
from your friends.
Yeah, this time she like grabbed my legs while I was just standing there, and I fucking freaked out. And it was great. It's so good.
That's so
This guy,
weird,
this
man.
big muscly guy, came over to me and like was spraying me in the face with this like air gun. That's just like spraying air. And then he like turned on this like strobe light right in my face, and he's like making me like scream and shit, and
What
like
face do you make during this?
like a shocked one.
Yeah.
A shocked one.
Like, how do you act?
I mean, I think you do what most people do, which is like you laugh and you like smile, and they're just they take you by the hand and they like jump up and down with you and dance with you. And then there's like this guy on a bike. He's like literally riding a bike with like giant speakers on it. And then there's this guy with like a keyboard around his neck and he's pressing random buttons. There's a guy with a theremin. And then there's a guy with like a giant loudspeaker megaphone on his back and it's playing cow
Theremin's
sounds.
The CPAP machine?
No.
It's like top level CPAP.
Theremin is the...
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I call that playing Halloween.
That's the Halloween sound.
Yeah.
The Christmas sound is the bells, and the Halloween sound is the theremin.
You're not going to find those two in the same band.
Definitely not. So yeah, that was an amazing experience. And then have I told you about Diapergate?
I feel like I would have remembered that.
Did you see Diapergate at all?
No.
Last year at Fantastic Fest, I went into the men's room.
Oh, I saw this picture.
Yeah, and there was a diaper in the handicap stall, an adult's diaper next to the toilet.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of it because I thought it was quite peculiar that there was an adult's diaper on the ground.
Something different.
And then last week,
Yeah.
I'm fucking going to that same bathroom, into that same stall, and there's another adult's diaper in the same spot.
That's too.
Mike, I honestly don't know how this keeps happening to me. I don't know how weird shit keeps happening to me.
You got great timing.
I guess, or like, I honestly think I kind of chalk it up to being observant.
Did you put it there?
No. I don't have access to adult diapers.
Well, there goes my.
There's your theory?
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. I just flushed it. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess, like, you don't want to, like, there's no trash in there, so you don't want to, like, come out with a diaper in your hand.
You can't flush it.
You can't flush it. But it's like, you're going to throw it there next to the toilet for some poor bastard who's making less money than they should.
To come Instagram it
To come Instagram it.
for free.
Listen,
Not sponsored.
I don't feel bad about Instagramming it because I'm just pointing out
No, you shouldn't. I wasn't trying to shame you for Instagramming.
someone is inconsiderate with their diapers.
Yeah.
Some full-grown adult man is inconsiderate with his diapers.
Inconsiderate and timely. You know?
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. Like, isn't that weird? Like,
Yes.
would you notice something like that?
I don't know, man. It's hard unless you're in that position. That
Like, let's
classic
say
position.
you go into a bathroom stall, you're about to use it,
Let me
and
put
you
myself
see
there.
an adult's diaper next to the toilet on the ground.
I'm just hanging out. Does it say anything or?
Like, vocally or on it?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But there's an adult diaper there. Do you at least, like, acknowledge it? Do you talk to someone about it?
I give it a
Like, you tip your hat?
little nod. How do you do?
Sir? You give him one of those?
Pardon? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know this stall was occupied. He said to the diaper. He said to the pamper.
Sir. Yeah, I'd acknowledge it.
Like, would you come out of that bathroom and tell your friend you saw an adult's diaper in there?
No.
No?
I don't know.
Would
I
you
don't
snap a
think so.
picture of it, you think?
No.
So I guess I'm just the fucking weirdo then.
I don't take pictures of shit.
You did take a picture of a tiny stool I saw on Instagram the other
I
day.
certainly did.
That's kind of a weird thing to take a picture of.
I don't think so.
No?
You get out of your car for breakfast, and the first thing you see is an abnormally small stool. And you're not going to take a picture with that?
Do you think that there's a
Hold
higher
on,
percent?
you didn't answer my hypothetical question.
I mean, yeah, I would, but I
Okay.
also took a picture of an adult's diaper 2 years in a row.
Omen, would you take a picture with the stool?
No, but I'm not on Instagram.
Oh my God.
Would you take a picture of the diaper, Owen?
Maybe.
Jesus Christ.
Would
Well,
you
that didn't help me
definitely,
at all.
like, let's say you saw the diaper. So I'm going to put you both in this position. You saw the diaper, Mike, but you didn't take a
While
picture.
I'm in
of
this
it.
hypothetical bathroom, could I throw up?
Yes. But be quick, please.
Sir?
Let's say you see an adult's diaper in the stall, and then you're like, all right, whatever. You didn't take a picture of it. But then you go back a year later, and you're enjoying the same thing.
See, this is where the disconnect comes in, because I don't know that I would have. I'm a pretty observant person,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know if I would have been like, same toilet, same stall. There was a diaper there last year. I know because I took a picture of it.
So, like, if you hadn't taken a picture of it, you wouldn't really think about how,
I don't think
that's
so.
weird. I think I saw a diaper here last year.
Yeah, I think about so many other things. However, I haven't seen a diaper not on a baby in a long time, so it might have stood out.
I mean, it stood out to me because of the adult aspect of it.
It said
It's
adult.
an
on it.
adult diaper.
It said one adult. Diaper fits exactly one adult
Uh-huh.
at a time.
One size fits all adults. I just found it weird, man. I found it weird. It means that someone attending there wants to throw their diaper on the ground.
Same. Yeah, it's weird. It's
I
very
didn't
weird.
like it. I don't know. It's weird. I showed my friends who are also journalist guys that I see at a lot of screenings here in LA. They happen to be there in Austin as well. And they were like, yeah, you need to bring this up because this is crazy. This is crazy.
It's too. I've never seen an adult diaper on the ground anywhere, and for you to see it in the same place,
Yeah.
Austin, Texas.
I mean, you don't mess with Texas.
Everything's a little bigger and weird in Austin.
Everything is a little bit bigger and weird.
Keep it Portland in Austin, Texas.
Hey, keep it Yeah, keep it Austin and Portland.
I think that's what it is.
Anyway, I just I had a good time. I had fun at Fantastic Fest.
Good. It sounds like you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm never gonna stop going.
Good.
And I hope I write a movie, and
Premiere it.
maybe someday premiere it at Fantastic.
Do
Fest.
it next year, man. Let's stop.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible.
Do it in 2 years.
I think the goal I set for myself is it would be written by the next Fantastic Fest, which is like a lot of time, but
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thanks for holding my hand through this one.
you're welcome, man.
Yeah. I want everyone to know that I did something awesome, and it comes out today. And if you want to see it,
Can you finally talk about this?
well, if it comes out tomorrow, the thing comes out tomorrow. I'm still calling it the thing, even
Wait,
though
so
we can talk about it.
If I wait. So, what is the
I'll wait.
percentage that it's not coming out tomorrow?
It is 100%.
Okay. Well, then, can you talk about it, or you don't want to talk about it? Because it's already out now.
I can talk about it. I feel like it's fun. It's more fun to see it.
So I remember when you texted me. You texted me like on a Friday or Saturday morning or something.
It was one of those days.
And you were like, "Hey, you want to go to Vegas with me?
Yeah.
Like right now?"
Yeah. You,
like the weekend?
Elliot, and Delman got that text. Everyone said no.
I mean, I would have loved to have said yes to you,
Yeah.
but I had something going on.
Yeah. I also didn't tell anybody why. And
No.
I feel like if I
Well,
told
you
them
said
why.
something that worried me,
What? Oh.
and I was like, "Shit."
I said I fucked with you a little bit.
You did
I
fuck
said a
with
mean
me.
thing. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, but are you bringing this up because it was mean, or bringing it up because it was funny? Because I think it's hilarious.
No, I'm bringing it up because yes, now it's funny.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was
Did you
like,
feel bad that day?
well, at the time, I was like, "Oh shit, I have to go.
Yeah. Oh.
Like I can make this work."
Yeah.
I just
So I
wasn't ready to go to Vegas, but you texted me.
Yeah, I'm supposed to get married in November 26th. The place just called Zoya today and said that we can't have our reception dinner there. So now,
Oh no! Now you have to do 2 different places.
well, we don't have any place for anything,
Oh,
but we'll figure it out.
okay.
Trials and tribulations. Not everything is. Sometimes life is about the journey.
If anybody listening knows of a Los Angeles venue that has weddings that's beautiful and receptions, for the love of fuck, contact Michael Falzone
Yeah, at hashtag Michael Falzone.
at hashtag Michael Falzone.
Yeah, I changed it. So we were. I was asking you if you want to go to Las Vegas.
And then I was like, I can't.
You
I'm
can't
sorry.
go. And as soon as I knew that you definitely couldn't go, I said,
You instantly said,
well, it's my bachelor party, and you were the last
well,
one.
actually, you were,
You
hold
were the
on.
last one who's still in.
You were like, can you go?
Now I have to go do my bachelor party by myself.
Well, that's the thing. You were like, because hold on. It wasn't specifically like that. It was like, can you go? And I said, I'm sorry, I can't. And I said, what's going on? And you're like, something crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you have to tell me. And then you were like, I don't know. I don't know if I should tell you. And then you didn't text me back for like 15 minutes.
I probably fell asleep or something.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on? You have to tell me. I need to know.
Yeah.
And then I was like, do I need to rearrange my plans? Like, I can rearrange my plans, but you got to tell me what's going on. And then finally you got back to me and said, it's my bachelor party. And then I was like, well, fuck. I have to go.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like,
Very sweet of you.
all I was thinking in my head was like, I have to go no matter what. And also,
This
fuck
can't
you
be a
for
lie.
not telling me.
Yeah.
And just
Until
telling
that
me.
day.
Yeah. Because then it made me think, like, well, that's an afterthought invite.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for everyone.
So and then
Except for me.
yeah, and then you said you're the last person, and I'm gonna go.
best.
I'm gonna do my bachelor party alone.
Well,
you
listen,
said.
Elliot can't go. Delman can't go. You were the last one I called.
So I guess I'm bacheloring it up alone.
I'm going to go hit the slots and watch Britney Spears do whatever she does over there.
So anyway, you finally said you're doing something secret and you can't tell me.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's better if I just tell you in person. So just like whatever. So
I thought it
was
would be
like,
better if I told you in person. And I also, because it's a wrestling related thing, out of respect and the love that I have for wrestling and what they call kayfabe, which is the world that they live in where where wrestling is 100% real and everything is as you see it.
It's like,
I was like, I'm not going to tell anyone until it comes out. Because what better surprise can you give to all your friends than a video that's like, just look at this. You don't even have to watch the whole video. Just look at what I got to do for 5 minutes.
so what you're doing right now is amazing advertisement for this. Cause like, I think
Well, at the end of a long podcast.
that's true. But
So 50 people are psyched.
if people made it through the vagina for 2 minutes,
and the penis
then
for
they're
2 minutes.
treated to an ad for your video.
Yeah. This is horrible that my migraine that I had most of this episode, I don't want to get too far off track. I was looking into my hands for most of this episode. It's just starting to fade now as we're closing it up. But I thought I was going to throw up for the majority of this episode.
Wow, it was such a bad migraine you were going to puke.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
so
glad we
sorry.
pushed through, though, because I thought that was an interesting experience.
Well,
let's keep talking about
I think that we need to go ahead and give a shout out to Owen, who was not willing to take your place on this episode.
And that's
that
the
you
only
could-
reason why I forced myself.
Yeah, like you should have gone home because you don't feel well.
Yeah.
I was really concerned.
And I put my hand on Owen's shoulder, and I was like, hey, bud.
Can you please do this episode?
I think I
for
called
me?
him friend.
Yeah, you did call him friend. And then I
My
said,
voice quivered a little bit because it's like an emotional.
yeah,
I don't want to express weakness. You
Yeah.
know? It's like,
but
hey,
you're amongst friends, so it's a
yeah,
safe
I thought,
place.
yeah, that's what I thought.
And then Owen was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to do it.
That's exactly how it went.
And I said, Mike is not feeling well. It would be nice. And he said, no.
No, for that? For what? I think he said for what?
And I said, Mike's not feeling good, Owen.
And then he
he
spit
said,
on
I
the
don't
ground.
care. And then he ate his sandwich. And now he's laying down on the couch over there.
The couch he kicked me off of
The
to do
couch he
the.
kicked you
He
off
goes,
of.
get your ass off the couch and do the podcast.
Yeah.
And he rolled me off with his arms at his might.
Yeah. He also left a turd in your backpack by the door.
He farted into my backpack and hat.
Some of this is untrue. Most of it isn't. So anyway, you've got an exciting video that's
Yeah.
out today, and I'm glad that you're not saying what it is because that'll just make people want
I
to
just
see
want to
it
tell them where to go.
more. Okay.
Go to The Rock's YouTube channel. Wow. And watch the newest video, the finals for The Rock the Promo Championship.
You just said to see something really fun that I did, go to The Rock's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
How fucking cool is that?
Yeah, it's one of the best sentences.
Dude,
that I
I'm
get to
like
say.
so proud of you.
Hey, thanks.
That's so cool.
I can't wait until you see it because
That
I
would
think
be-
it's gonna be funny. That's the thing. It's like you could. I would be just as happy just being in something with The Rock, but the fact that I think it's going to be very funny is like, I'm very proud of that, and it
That's-
was all made up by me on the spot. So
Those are always the
could
best
go
ones.
one of two ways.
I think it already went one way because it's there.
Well,
It's
they're still
be
gonna
there.
make it. They
Yeah.
called me today, so they didn't not make it.
Right.
You know, it exists.
Right. Man,
Unless
that's
what they
so
were trying
cool,
to say
Mike.
when they called me was, it's not going in.
Well, you're a hardworking man and you deserve it, and I'm very proud of you, and I'm very excited to see it.
Thanks, man. I can't wait to send it to everybody.
Well, with that said, do you have anything else to say about it?
I have nothing else to say. I hope you go watch it. I also enjoyed our reference that we made to that old movie with Wayne and Garth.
Wame and Gark.
Wame's Whirl. Party Town. Eggs and Pants.
Eggs and Ask.
Eczema. I also have 2 shows this weekend. One is Saturday night at the Formosa Cafe. That's 7:30. I feel like stand-up comedy.
You're saying one of your shows is a Saturday night show?
Yeah. West Hollywood, Formosa Cafe, 7:30. It's ages 18 and up.
You know what? A lot of the times when you're doing your shows and I think about, man, I should go support Mike and go to his shows and see him. A lot of the excuse that comes up in my head for not going is like, I've seen your stand-up set.
Yeah.
But like when you showed me that special that you sent to me that has not come out yet,
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of new material here.
Yeah.
And then it made me feel like, okay, now it's time for me to go back and see you because I'm sure there's a lot of new material now.
Especially at the Formosa.
Yeah.
My favorite times that I get to go there when I'm most comfortable is when I'm like, I would like to try out this new joke. I'd like to do this one that works, and then I'm just going to fuck around for the rest of the time.
That's cool.
So that's what you've been missing.
Well, I feel bad
Something
now.
that's different every night, and that'll never happen again in a lot of circumstances.
And sometimes you won't even do it ever again.
Most times. Never. If I yell at somebody in the audience or if something happens organically. Dude, Elliot had something happen organically a couple weeks ago, and it was amazing.
What happened?
He had a joke about a fire department, and then a bunch of fire trucks went by.
No way.
And it was perfect.
Oh
It doesn't sound like great, but
it sounds
the
great
context,
to me.
and he had a lot of like momentum, and then it happened
Holy
at the
shit.
pinnacle of all the jokes.
Did
It
the
was nice to
audience just
see.
fucking lose
Everyone
it?
loved it. Everyone
That's
loved
so
it.
cool. That's the kind of timing you can't fabricate.
No,
God, that's so perfect.
you gotta live it. What
That's
are you about
great.
to do here?
Well, I have an interesting history road here
Oh, great.
that was submitted by someone named Dirk Diggler, and the subject says History Road, an audio story about me being fucked in the ass by Dan Trachtenberg.
Do you know who Dirk Diggler is?
Yes, I do.
So this is from the fictional.
It also says, so here's what the email says. Hi, here's an audio clip with a history road for you. I'm also the guy that made the Lullaby for Monsters and Party at Rob's songs for Cloverfields.
I think I remember Party at Rob's.
If y'all remember that, keep it up. Yeah, I remember both of them. So here we go. This is an audio story from Dirk Diggler about being fucked in the ass by Dan Trachtenberg.
Hello. So this is the story since you boys had a little podcast I was listening to a while back called Cloverfields. There, I had this is my history road of going to see the movie Cloverfields in theaters here in Sweden. Okay, here we go. I walked into the theater with my then girlfriend by my side, all happy, being super excited for this new feature film by Dan Trachtenberg, my super director. And so we walk in, and I've been super pumped, avoiding spoilers for over a month because it took a month for this film to be released in Sweden. So I walk in happy as one can be, going to see this new feature film by Dan Trachtenberg. And so I go in, and my girlfriend, she knows how super excited I am, and she even offers to buy me popcorn. I say yes. She goes away to buy the popcorn, and I'm standing there all by myself, getting super pumped, hyped, and excited for myself. And I look a little bit to the left, and I see this LCD thing showing different movie posters. Here comes the poster for one of the films. I don't remember what it was. And then it starts wiping over And I see that the color scheme that this is gonna be 10 Cloverfield Lane. I'm super fucking psyched for this film. So the thing wipes, and on the poster in the theater, after avoiding spoilers for a month, is a picture of Mew running in a field with a fucking spaceship chasing her. And that's how I got fucked in the ass by Dan Trachtenberg. Thank you for listening, boys.
What was that sound in
That
the end?
was if we paid a computer to say something.
You're right.
Like if we typed a bunch of stuff into the computer that told the guy in Willy Wonka where all the tickets were.
That's like if you and I programmed a robot.
Yes.
To say, like, what we do is we just enter all the weird shit we say, and then it would
And
just
how we say it.
yeah, and it's like, now make a story using that.
Yeah.
Wow, that was great. Nice work, Dirk
I
Diggler.
enjoyed that very much.
I want your real name, sir, which I'm sure we have.
I'm sure it's Dirk Diggler.
Well, the
Does
email
he want to
address.
have a segment every week?
What'd you say, Owen? No.
We should listen to it one or two more times.
No, but his email address is hanger.
You're going to give out this man's email address on the podcast?
Yeah.
Wait, did he say his name when he said I'm the guy who wrote the Cloverfield song?
No, he just said I'm also the guy that made the Lullaby for Monsters and Party at Rob's.
Lawrence by for Monsters.
Well, that was an amazing History Road, and I gotta be honest with you, I kind of like the audio History Road.
Yeah, should we keep it to strictly Dickly audio from now
No,
on?
I mean, I'd like to, if someone wants to, if people listening to this want to submit their History Roads as an audio file accompanied with music like Dirk Diggler did himself here, I would love that. I think that'd be
heard it here
great.
first. Only audio will be accepted
With
from
music
now
on it, and that's it. Get your editing skills worked out.
You could send us video, but we're not going to look at it.
So, guys, keep sending us your History Roads, whether it's written or audio.
Or short or long. Longer the better for the History Roads. There's one thing History Road isn't. It's a cul-de-sac. It's a long road. It's an interstate. It's in the longest history roads you can. Multiple P graphs.
Wayne's girls partying on an egg crate.
Wayne girl, Parmesan, egg crates.
All right, well, guys, thank you for listening. If you want to submit your History Roads, please send them to the dynamicbanter@gmail.com email address. Or if you want to tweet us some nice things, and we retweet a lot of fun stuff, you can do that at Dynamic Banter on the Twitter. And we will love it. We love it. You guys listen on it, and it might come so bad about your headache.
That's okay. It's kind of gone now.
Well, I'm glad it's
It was
gone.
here for the entire podcast.
We'll hang out a little bit longer. Maybe we can hang out.
Okay. Well, we have no choice.
No, I mean after the podcast.
Yeah.
Do you think we should tell Owen?
Can I sleep over?
Yeah, you can sleep over. You can sleep in on the counter where ET is. That's the only place where there's room.
I'll sleep under the lamp.
Well, guys, thank you so much. Mike, thank you. And I want... You're gonna hear it on the next one.
That was a HeadGum podcast.